So hello everyone, in this tutorial we're going to talk about cloud functions. So what is cloud functions? Cloud function is nothing but, imagine you want to execute some code when an event is triggered. For example, you get a message in PubSub or you get a hit in your HTTP URL. What is the thing that you want to do in the following steps? For example, to run a code in a response to an event, so which is called as event, is nothing but something happens, so I see that and what I want to do to the response to that action. So when talking about cloud functions, first we'll just do the necessary stuff before I show you cloud functions. You have to, the normal step, enabling and then creating. Just click create function, checking the API, just click enable, all the building in progress. So the important thing you need to know is event, trigger and function. So what that means, event, as you already know, event is nothing but, for example, an action that is being taken on. For example, let's say uploading an object to a cloud storage, that is an event, or getting a message in a cloud PubSub, you got a message, so that is an event, something that is happening to which you gonna do something, so that is event. So the trigger is something but a response to an event with a function call. What I mean by that is that when this happens, something must tell you should do this. For example, I have a cloud storage, something happens there, and then you want to trigger it. So that's the verb we use. We want to trigger some action. So triggering with the set of particular function call, it will be perfect. So the trigger is something, response to an event. So the function call is nothing but, to do what? If this happens, what should I do? That is just function call. So we will just now start with the basics. Gen environment, Gen 1, Gen 2. There's nothing but the difference between the both is, the size, and I'll show you other things that you can do, like the timeout time. For example, I'm not sure, but I'll check. In first generation it's only 9 minutes, I'm not sure, but it's less. Second gen is like 1 hour, the timeout of the HTTP calls. The function, just function ABC, then the zone, let it be. We'll just allow notifications just to show you, but you know what you need to do. Just copy this in case to check it. You don't want to trigger, just go down. This is what I meant about. For this it goes on, but for Gen 1 it will be less, and then the timeout as well. The timeout 60 minutes. For the Gen 1 it will be 9 minutes. Yeah, so we are all okay for this. At the moment everything is perfect. Auto scaling. So the beautiful thing about cloud function is you don't have to worry about anything. All you have to do is worry about your code. Others, auto scaling, server management, everything will be taken care by the Google Cloud itself. So we don't want to worry about much. So for this it's all okay. Now we'll just click next. The API, if not, we will enable another one. So this is an amazing stuff because you only pay as the invocations you get occur. So this supports literally many kind of PHP, Python, Ruby, whatever you want. You just stick with the default one. And then what we're going to do is simple. We're just going to deploy it. You can change the code as you want. So this is the URL, the trigger URL. Once this is done, we will go and check there. So it took a couple of minutes. So now it is done. Now we will just go to copy, try the URL. It's just going to show you all the world. So when someone hits, you know, you can give some function, but for now we have done nothing. You can also test hit here. You can also test it here, test the function. It will respond here, and then you can do logs. You can check for the logs. No entries. If you want, you can also add some code. I think this is just, you know, just to show you how the cloud function works upon your code. So if you wanna, you can go and trigger. You can go see the trigger, which is HTTP. You can change it. You know, you can just edit and say storage something in a storage bucket or a message in a pub sub. Environment none. Just go to the source, or you can also click edit and write some code. Again, the same. I think this is how you do. This is how you create a cloud function. Maybe let's just write a code and see how it works. We'll just write some console log. Log from the message. The beautiful thing is, even when this is being deployed, it will be alive. There is no downtime, so there is no data available for a certain time frame. So this might take a couple of minutes as well. So once this is done, we will see all the data here that are available. Okay, now this is done. We'll do this again. Refresh, give a couple of refreshes. So you can see we have the data now. We have the data which has been the logs. We don't have it here. Maybe we'll do a couple of. Then as you can see, it says 50% in 6 milliseconds and 5% under it ran. So execution time. Then you can also go to details. So which is where we wrote our code. Trigger functions. Check the logs. You'll have a couple of logs. Maybe we did what from 15 function scanned up to johnmclean@gmail.com. We can see the logs here, then also the testing as always, and then you can see the logs here. This is not defined. I think this is how you play around. In case, I know for your use case it might be different, you can build upon it. So that's why it's just knowledge purposes. I hope this was helpful. So catch you in the next video in the playlist.